Today's video is for anyone who wants to make the most of the summer without turning it into another season of pressure, perfectionism, and burnout. Because somewhere along the way, we started believing that summer had to be extraordinary, that it had to be the season we completely reinvented ourselves. We achieve every goal. We finally become that girl. That season we glow up in every area of our lives. The season we heal everything and somehow still have the perfect social life. And honestly, that's exhausting. Because instead of enjoying summer, many of us are spending it trying to optimize every second of it. We create impossible to-do lists. We compare ourselves constantly. We pressure ourselves to transform overnight. Then September arrives and we feel guilty because we didn't do enough. So today we're creating a different kind of summer action plan, one rooted in alignment instead of urgency. A plan that helps you move towards your goals while still leaving room for joy, rest, spontaneity, and actually living your life. We'll talk about why burnout happens, how to create aligned summer goals, balancing growth with enjoyment, building habits that support you, and designing a summer that feels intentional instead of overwhelming. And at the end, I'll give you practical action steps to help you create your own burnout-free summer plan. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's get into it. I think social media has convinced us that summer is some kind of self-improvement deadline. Suddenly, we feel like we should be more productive, healthier, wealthier, more attractive, more social, more adventurous, more disciplined, all at the same time. And while goals aren't inherently bad, trying to improve every area of your life simultaneously often leads to burnout. Because growth requires energy, and energy is finite. You are not failing because you can't not transform your entire life in 12 weeks. You're human. The goal isn't to squeeze every drop of productivity out of summer. The goal is to create a season you'll actually remember fondly. Before making a plan, I think we need to ask, what do I actually want from this season? Not, what does social media want from me? Not, what would impress other people? How do I want this summer to feel? Maybe you want to feel peaceful, playful, adventurous, energized, creative, connected, confident, grounded, inspired. Feelings create direction because sometimes we're chasing goals that don't actually align with our values, and no amount of productivity can compensate for living someone else's version of success. Alignment means creating goals that support the life you genuinely want. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to prioritize everything. And when everything is important, nothing gets the attention it deserves. So here's my favorite approach. Choose 3 focus areas for the summer. Just 3. For example, health could mean daily walks, better sleep, nourishing meals, maybe creativity. This could be starting a YouTube channel, writing a Substack post, getting interested in photography. Connection could be family time, friendships, dating, community, or maybe you want to work on your finances, adventure, personal growth. 3 areas, not 12. This creates clarity without overwhelm. I think it's important to ask, are my goals coming from self-respect or self-rejection? For example, I want to move my body because I value my health. Feels very different from I hate myself and I need to change immediately. One comes from care, and the other comes from criticism. The same applies to money goals, career goals, appearance goals, productivity goals. You can want growth without believing you're not enough right now. Because burnout often happens when self-improvement becomes self-punishment. One reason people struggle with consistency is because they build routines for fantasy versions of themselves. The version that wakes up at 5 a.m. effortlessly, never gets tired, never has bad days, always feels motivated. Real life doesn't work that way. Instead, ask what habits fit the life I'm actually living. Maybe that means a 10-minute walk instead of an hour-long workout, journaling twice a week instead of daily, meal planning simple recipes, reading 5 pages a night, posting 1 video weekly. Sustainable habits beat perfect habits every single time. I think one of the saddest things about adulthood is how often we treat joy like an afterthought. We schedule work, appointments, errands, responsibilities, but we assume fun will happen automatically. Then months pass and we realize we haven't done anything memorable. So this summer, schedule joy. Actually put it on your calendar. This could be movie night, picnics, beach trips, museum visits, cafe dates, solo adventures, game nights, reading in the park, sunset walks, trying new hobbies. Joy deserves attention too. This might be the most important section. Rest is productive. Rest supports creativity. Rest supports healing. It supports consistency. You do not have to earn rest through exhaustion. Burnout doesn't make you more deserving of breaks. It simply means you've exceeded your capacity. Build recovery into your life before you desperately need it. Protect your energy. Sleep enough. Say no when necessary. Leave empty space in your calendar. Because white space isn't wasted space. It's where life happens. Comparison steals joy quickly, especially during the summer. You see people traveling constantly, attending events, living seamlessly perfect lives, and suddenly your ordinary life feels inadequate. But social media highlights moments, not entire realities. Please don't measure your worth against someone else's highlight reel. Your summer doesn't need to be expensive to be meaningful. It doesn't need to look impressive to be beautiful. The little moments count too. I think there's so much pressure to make every season transformative, but maybe this summer isn't about dramatic reinvention. Maybe it's about rebuilding self-trust, creating memories, slowing down, reconnecting with yourself, experimenting with new interests, prioritizing what matters. Small shifts compound. Tiny habits create momentum. You don't need a complete life makeover. You just need the willingness to participate in your life consistently. If you're creating goals this summer, I hope you remember this. You do not need to optimize every second. You do not need to become a completely different person. You do not need to earn joy through productivity. You are allowed to grow, rest, celebrate, change your mind, have fun, and move slowly. An aligned summer isn't about doing everything. It's about doing what matters most. Because years from now, I don't think you'll remember how many boxes you checked off your to-do list. I think you'll remember how your life felt. So build a summer that feels like yours. Okay, your action steps for the week. Choose 3 summer focus areas. So this could be your health, creativity, finances, relationships, adventure, personal growth, but keep it simple. Then identify your summer feelings. Ask, how do I want this season to feel? Choose 3 to 5 emotions to guide your decisions. Build tiny habits. Focus on consistency over intensity. Small actions matter. Schedule in your joy. Put enjoyable experiences directly into your calendar. Do not leave happiness until someday. Schedule your rest too. Protect your energy before burnout forces you to stop. Rest belongs in your action plan. I hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.